20-year leases that you're giving to the tenants. When you buy a Walgreens, you're typically giving them a 15 or 20-year lease with very, very modest inflation increases built in. So when you have that, it's sort of like a fixed income product. And fixed income products are more interest rate sensitive than variable rate products. So some of the real estate that's less sensitive to rising interest rate would be offices, which have much shorter term leases, or the shortest term leases would be hospitality, hotels. So if you invest in a REIT that owns hotels, they can raise revenue every night, right? You can raise rent every night when you have a hotel. That's the shortest kinds of leases. So if you're looking for real estate, which has historically been an excellent hedge against inflation, and you're looking for income, you may want to consider hospitality as the asset class in real estate that you want to invest in. Again, because not only do you get the inflation hedge by owning the real estate, but if there's interest rate rising or if the REIT needs to raise rents, they can. They just have to tell all the guests in the hotel when they come back next time it's more money. That's all they have to do. So that's one thing. Another thing, if you want to be a little on the more conservative side, would to be a mortgage REIT. Mortgage REITs don't own property. They don't get the gains from the appreciation. They don't get the losses from the depreciation. They just collect interest on the loans that they're making. So there are companies out there that buying commercial properties and they need loans. It's actually an area where there's a lot of underserved areas for commercial mortgages. If you want to buy a big building and you want to borrow 30%, that's easy. You can do that all day long. But if you want to borrow 70%, there's a problem. So there's mortgage REITs coming in to help bridge that gap. And I know there's mortgage REITs out there that are paying over 8% interest to their investors. And one of the nice things, if you're looking at mortgage REITs, there's a lot of different kinds of mortgage REITs as well. We like to use ones that are commercial mortgage REITs that are making commercial mortgage loans. Those commercial mortgage loans typically are variable rate. That means that if interest rates go up, the borrowers who are paying you interest have to pay more interest. Think about it. If you were to buy a house, what happens if you buy a fixed rate loan? If interest rates go up, you're loving life, you're locked in at the low rate, and the bank's suffering. But if you buy a variable rate loan and interest rates go up, your payments go up. So if you are a lender and you think interest rates are going to go up, then you want to make a variable rate loan to the borrower. That way, if interest rates go up, maybe in a year from now you started off getting an 8.25% yield, but now you're making 8.5 or 8.75 or 9. So there are some really interesting ways to generate current income, and both through equity REITs and mortgage REITs. It's an area that we do a lot of planning in. So anyone out there that's looking for relatively high yields, obviously, REITs have more risk than putting your money in the bank or the CD, but they pay you quite a more substantial reward than putting your money in something like a CD. So perhaps it's worth the risk, especially if you need more income. Anyone who wants to reach me, my name's Keith Singer. I'm a certified financial planner. I'm an attorney. We have a firm, Singer Wealth Management. We have offices in Boca. We can meet you in Fort Lauderdale or Dade County as well. Or Miami, give us a call at 1-866-WEALTHY or go to my website at singerwealth.com. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
You have been listening to Prosper with Keith Singer for the solution to your financial problems. Call toll-free 1-866-WEALTHY. That's 1-866-WEALTHY. And tune in again every weekday at this same time for Prosper with Keith Singer.
Keith Singer is registered with and securities offered through Kovac Securities, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services are offered through Singer Wealth Advisors, Singer Wealth Management, and Singer Wealth Advisors are not affiliated with Kovac Securities. The opinions and recommendations contained in this broadcast are those of Keith Singer and Singer Wealth Management and not of Kovac Securities. Past performance is not a guarantee of future performance. Upon liquidation, your investment may be worth more or less than its original cost. The investments discussed may be suitable for only some investors.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
My name is Sue Smith. I'm 38 years old, and I work at a graphic design company, which is funny, because I couldn't even draw a stick figure when I was a kid. But I met someone who told me, you know what? You can do anything if you really want to. And if the teenage me were here, she'd tell you,
I wouldn't be into drawing and art if it wasn't for Big Brothers Big Sisters. Most kids from my neighborhood don't get into art. They get into trouble. But I was lucky because my big sister showed me early on that I didn't have to be like most people. And to the young me,
that meant a lot. My big sister's name is Sheila, and Sheila is the reason that this 8-year-old grows up to have an amazing job as a graphic designer.
Whether you donate money or time, you're helping Big Brothers Big Sisters help a child. And that can last a lifetime. Start something today at bigbrothersbigsisters.org. Brought to you by Big Brothers Big Sisters and the Ad Council.
Talk 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, Boca Raton, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
AM 1470, WNN, with more of what you need to know. Here are the latest from Invite Health with Jerry Hickey, weekdays at 9 on AM 1470, WNN.
Tune in to the William Youngerman Gold Report weekday mornings at 8:45 at 1470 on your AM dial. This is the only live daily gold report bringing you opening prices on all of the precious metals. From gold to silver, from platinum to palladium, William Youngerman advising clients on precious metals for almost half a century. For more information, go to williamyoungerman.com.
Talk health. Talk wealth. Talk politics. Talk 1470. WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to The Gift of Life with Greg. I'm your host, Greg Francis, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Barry Kaplan. We save lives, plain and simple. Have you known someone stricken with leukemia? Has a family member of yours suffer from lymphoma? Then turn up your dial. This show is for you. We are the gift providing a second life. We are the gift of life. Since 1999, we've saved over 2,700 lives. For many patients with blood cancer, bone marrow donation is often their last hope, and that's where we come in. We try hard at what we do, but we will never be satisfied until we can say, one day, we found a match anytime, anywhere, for anyone. That's the Gift of Life way. So now we have the scissors, we've opened the box, and now it's time to unwrap the Gift of Life.
Hello, everyone, and a happy May 5th, 2015. Also known as a happy Cinco de Mayo. Welcome to our show, and I hope everybody had a wonderful week. I know the Jets did with their recent draft, and we'll go on to that a little bit later in the show. So good job. We have a new regime at home at One Jets Way, and they did a real good job with their first draft. Last week's show, it featured what it takes to happen for a recipient to find a donor and the donor to find a recipient, and how they're linked for life. So again, a special thanks to Kayla and James. It was a phenomenal show, and it shows what the power of one could do. On today's show, you're going to hear from an ambassador who pioneered Gift of Life at her university at Florida International. Go Panthers. She's trying to make a difference in South Florida, and you'll have the pleasure of meeting her today. So that's the basis of today's show, and you have to stay on board to hear the lovely lady from FIU. You know what? We have too many underrepresented ethnicities. Pacific Islanders are having a tough time. Hispanic people, underrepresented. Our Asian friends, underrepresented. African Americans, underrepresented. I had discussions with minority groups affected, and they're suffering the consequences of people not swabbing and frankly not having the knowledge to traverse the waters of how to recruit bone marrow donors. As you saw, a simple drive could save a 4-year-old's life. Patients suffering from these aforementioned ethnicities will find a match less than 50% of the time. It's unacceptable, and we have to work harder. People that want to call today to get involved, I have Frederick, John, and Corey waiting for your calls. Please, 1-800-9-MARROW. Again, that's 1-800-962-7769. And if you'd like to call our show today, it's 1-888-565-1470. As previously mentioned, thanks to you, our supporters, our show is now syndicated in 6 cities, so Atlanta, Georgia, welcome aboard. More awareness, more people swabbing, more contributions, and the culmination of your help will equal more lives being saved. In 2014 alone, Gift of Life was responsible for saving 130 lives. Think about that. 130 lives, loved ones, family members. It's not only the patient, but it brings our total to date to approximately 3,000 lives saved. Congratulations, team, and congratulations to our listeners. Without all of our collective efforts, we could have never made that happen. When we started 2015, we wanted to pay tribute to our matriarch, Arlene Feinberg, who unfortunately passed away in January of 2014. Arlene had a vision. While her son Jay was looking for a match, and forward when Friends of Jay became Gift of Life. Her vision was to find a match anytime, anywhere for anyone that is suffering from blood cancer. In 2015, our promise on Gift of Life with Greg and Marty and Gift of Life Bone Marrow Foundation is to make Arlene's vision Arlene's reality. And we could get that done because nobody should perish for lack of having a match. For those people who are tuning in for the first time, we're so glad that you could join us today for Gift of Life with Greg and Marty. I'm Greg Francis. Welcome to our show. We encourage all of our listeners to call in at any time, as mentioned before, 1-888-565-1470. Again, that's 1-888-565-1470. We broadcast live from Boca Raton, where it's a little rainy today and unseasonably cool at 73 degrees. But we're here every Tuesday from 4 to 5 on WWNN 1470, our flagship station. Why are we here? We're here to spread awareness about the Gift of Life Bone Marrow Foundation, a life-saving nonprofit that gives patients like our 7-year-old friend Sammy, who's suffering as of late and unfortunately was back in the hospital. So, little Sammy, our prayers are with you. She's battling Fanconi anemia. She needs your help. She's in our prayers. We don't have a match for her. We're trying desperately to find her a match because no child signs up to have cancer and nobody deserves to die. So if you're listening, again, I'd like you to call up to see how you could get involved at 1-800-9-MARROW. We also want to remind everyone of how special life is, how every day of health and happiness is a true gift of life. Marty and I are around many, many people who don't have that luxury. So please take stock of what I'm saying. Every day of health and happiness is a true gift of life. Before I go any further, I want to thank my own gifts of life, people who make me smile every day and remind me of how lucky I am. To undoubtedly my biggest fan, my mom, Katie, listening in Lake Worth. Mom, I love you. I believe that you're listening with Miriam and Jerry, and say hello to all my Bellagio friends. To my biggest Maryland fans, Grandma Margie, she lives outside of Baltimore, so things, thank God, have settled down a little bit there. It was a turbulent week in Baltimore. And the chairman of our board, Billy Beagle, who could represent Gift of Life in 3 countries, 2 cities, and 5 states, all in the course of a week. Billy, thank you for what you've done for 2 decades.
And last but not least, the gifts of my life. Patrick, who is 8, I love you. And Nicholas, who is 12. Patrick, we have our playoffs in Little League coming up. So most importantly, we have a good time and keep hitting that ball the way that you do. Nicholas is enjoying tennis and doing great in school. So, boys, I love you. As mentioned, our co-host for 2015, despite what it says on our introduction, is my dear friend Marty Freund. Marty stewards all the walks that we have, which includes Boca, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, D.C. Wave. Let everybody see you, Marty. Virginia and Massachusetts, and I believe Chicago in 2016. So she's always running because she's doing so many walks. She brings a wealth of experience to the Gift of Life community relations, and community engagement. I'm excited that Marty is joining us, and I promise Freddie is on the other side of the window that we will change the header coming up before 2015 ends. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the mic over to Marty. And Marty, we had some very exciting news on ABC this Friday, and our listening audience that didn't see it the first time is waiting with bated breath to hear.
Yeah, we were waiting all week ourselves for ABC World News Tonight. We were in contact with them after the Boston Walk, and they saw Kayla and James featured in the Boston Globe, and they subsequently reached out to Gift of Life because they thought they would be perfect to be featured on Hero of the Week. So we were waiting all week to watch them on ABC. I tuned in every night, and it seemed like the world was falling apart every single night. It started with Baltimore, and then earthquakes, and
Bruce Jenner.
I don't know if Bruce Jenner might have been on. It seemed like all things downhill. And then Friday, last story is a Hero of the Week, which was Kayla and James, and all donors who give the gift of life to little children and donate to a complete stranger that they've never met. So we ended the week on a very positive note. Thank you, ABC and David Muir.
Yeah, and Susan Schwartz, the producer of that segment, I spoke with her today and extremely appreciative that she put Gift of Life on the national map. I believe over 8 million people viewed that segment. So Marty, with 8 million people watching, what do you hope that the takeaway is from the piece?
Well, a couple things. I hope that people watched that piece and wanted to learn more about what Gift of Life does, how they can get involved, whether that be as a donor, as a contributor, if they want to set up a bone marrow recruitment drive for others to join the registry. I just hope that it inspired people to get more involved with Gift of Life and what we do, and to help us save more lives.
Agreed 100%. And on Sunday, you were a celebrity. I saw you on TV as well.
Yeah, during the walk, I saw camera crews filming Kayla as James was being introduced, and I slowly started backing away from her so that I wouldn't be in the video. And yep, there I am. My mother-in-law in New Hampshire emailed me. She said she was watching ABC World News Tonight, and I popped up on the screen.
You did. You look great on the camera.
Yeah, thank you. I really did myself up for that early morning Boston walk.
You dialed up for the 7:30 event, but it was really great. You saw a little boy, and you saw a 20-year-old sophomore at the time from Boston College swab for no other reason than it was the right thing to do. And Kayla Hammergren was on our show last week, and she said it very poignantly. If she was in need and needed help, she would hope that a stranger, a friend, family member would certainly want to help and do the right thing. She thought in turn that if a stranger needed help, that it was her responsibility and just simply the right thing to do to help somebody. And Kayla, due to your generosity and humility, a little boy in Houston, Texas named James is enjoying the gift of life. He still has a way to go, but he might not have had that opportunity if you weren't there. Marty and I had the opportunity to meet James' family, a lovely, lovely bunch. And I can't wait 5-6 years for little James to be on this set, and 5 years post-transplant, and really telling what the gift of somebody can do. It's really amazing. I say this time and time again, even for people that work in our office, for ambassadors, for volunteers, until you actually attend one of these events where two individuals that never met, one saving another and one relying on somebody to be helped, turn out to be partners for life, and it's very, very emotional. I remember Kayla having tears in her eyes. I had tears in my eyes seeing a cute little boy being able to run and start a 5K with 300 people and fist pumping everybody. And it's the work of Gift of Life that made that happen. But we still have a long ways to go. We're doing a wonderful job at getting people in our registry, but Marty, it's not a cheap proposition. In fact, it becomes costly at times. And if you'd like to tell people why.
Right. It costs $60 to process every test kit that we receive in our office. One of the reasons why we started the walks here in Boca is that a local supporter said that it was really breaking her heart knowing that our recruitment was really outpacing our fundraising. So we were recruiting more donors than we were receiving the funds for in order to process their kits. So the Walk for Life began, and all net proceeds at the event are used to process new donor test kits. So we never ask anybody to pay the $60 fee to swab their cheek at a drive. And most of the drives that we do are done on college campuses. So that 18 to 35 range are the people who are really least likely to want to give $60 to process their kit. Let's be honest, you're in college, $60 is probably spent on other things than becoming a volunteer bone marrow donor. But the fact that they swab their cheek is so great. So we are constantly doing fundraisers and soliciting for donations in order to process the test kits. And one thing that was so nice is that Kayla's test kit was processed through a fundraising circle that started for another patient. So another patient had needed to find a match. They were raising money, sending in kits, and we just found out that Kayla was sponsored through that patient's search. So it's really come full circle, and again, why funds are so important is really so we can keep growing our registry and saving more lives.
It's exactly correct, and that's kind of how Gift of Life started. Jay Feinberg, founder, was searching, had a 4-year search, and a lot of drives and kits tested that were run on his behalf saved other people's lives. And one of the lives saved, the best friend wanted to pay it forward and run one final drive on Jay's behalf. And that final drive, the final person tested, ended up being Jay's perfect match. So you never know when it's going to happen, but it can't happen unless we have the money to test the kits. So I'm making a plea to everybody that's listening now in 6 different cities. It's $60 to get a kit tested. The chances of that could be the chance that this little boy, 4-year-old James, was saved. As I mentioned in the beginning monologue, 7-year-old Sammy needs to find a donor, or else she's not going to make it. We had a father on 3 weeks ago by the name of Mario Morales. His son Louis, local to Boca Raton, 14 years old, cannot find a match. He's in the registry. He's of Honduran and Eastern European Jewish descent. But in order for him to have a fruitful life, in order for him to have the gift of life, he needs to find a match. And as Marty said before, the younger generation, the 18 to 24-year-olds, they might not have $60 discretionary income in front of them. However, they're swabbing at their campuses and doing their part. The Kaylas of the world and the other young students are going to get either peripheral blood or marrow taken to save somebody's life. If you have the capability, if you have the affordability to contribute $60 or more to have kits tested, please call up Anita today at 1-800-9-MARROW. You could give somebody the gift of life, and I don't know a greater gift that's worth giving. So, Marty, are there any opportunities for sponsorships for upcoming walks, gala events,
the Campus Ambassador Program.
Definitely. But before going into that, I think it's important to tell people what Gift of Life's administrative costs are, which is something to brag about.
It's something to brag about, and it's unheard of. And quite frankly, at times, it's hurtful to Gift of Life, but our administrative costs are under 5%. Now, in layperson's terms, that means for each dollar that you contribute to Gift of Life, 96 cents goes towards programs. In some other very well-known 501c3s and nonprofits, that number could be 30% administrative cost, 40% administrative cost. So 60 cents or 70 cents only goes to the programs, and 30% or 40% goes to admin. At Gift of Life, it's under 5%. What that means is we have individuals wearing 4 or 5 caps at any one time. What that also means are that dollars are going towards programs and saving as many lives as possible. So again, we have audited financial statements. It's on our 990. We run extremely lean, so you could have our faith in us. We'll give you audited financials if you'd like. Over 95 cents on each dollar goes to programs. So your money is going towards the right place.
And with that being said, there are many ways that you can support Gift of Life aside from calling Anita at 1-800-962-7769.
She has a great voice, though.
And she will definitely talk to you about anything. Anita's great. And she will also take your donations. You can also support Gift of Life through becoming a sponsor. Perhaps you work for a business that might be interested in getting its name out there on a bigger level. Some of the events in which we are looking for corporate sponsors include our various Walk for Lives, whether sponsoring all of them or ones in different regions. We are launching sponsorships for our Campus Ambassador Program. The Campus Ambassador Program is currently recruiting college students on different campuses for them to then go out and run bone marrow recruitment drives and educate and swab their peers and encourage them to join the registry, because as you said, the majority of the people called as matches are between the ages of 18 to 24. So recruitment on college campuses is extremely important. However, we have to find the funds to process all those kits that we're receiving.
No, it's very well said. I'm not shy, and I'll probably say it 10 more times today. If we have kits on the shelves, those are too many. Those are lives sitting in our climate-controlled rooms. But there are people that are certainly in need because they can't find a match within their family. That's why we need your financial support. And again, whether you want to go online to our website at www.giftoflife.org, or if you'd like to call up 1-800-9-MARROW. And we're asking you to take the latte challenge, which is to give up your latte every day for a month and sponsor a kit. The lattes will be back in 30 days. Maybe the lack of caffeine will be good for you. But we know contributing to save somebody's life is a great cause, and it's fully tax deductible.
And the other event, too, the one coming up next is our gala on June 11th in New York City.
We're both going?
Yeah, it's going to be a great evening. And we're going to be introducing 3 different transplant recipients to their donors for the first time. So it's just such an exciting night. The MC is Ethan Zahn, winner of Survivor, for any Survivor fans out there, and also a transplant recipient himself.
And again, it's in Manhattan for people that are in the local New York, New Jersey, tri-state area, Connecticut. You could come on down. Snowbirds that are living in Florida. If you're interested in attending the gala, and it's our signature fundraising event, please speak to Barbie at 1-800-9-MARROW. There's going to be 3, as Marty said, 3 recipients meeting their donors for the first time. So it's going to be wonderful, wonderful event. We're going to segue right now, before we take a break, into our segment that's called Valerie's News, which is very exciting. And we're not only a bone marrow radio show, but we like to keep people informed in pop culture. And with that, Valerie H., take it away.
Thank you, Greg. Well, this week in celebrity and entertainment news, welcome to the world Princess Charlotte Elizabeth Diana of Cambridge, who was born this past Saturday, May 2nd.
That's my wife's Lori's birthday. Lori, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lori. They decided to honor the late Diana and use one of the middle names for the princess. Also, Bruce Jenner's anticipated
You mean the
interview.
Queen's middle name is?
Yes.
The Queen.
Bruce Jenner's anticipated interview with Diane Sawyer gave everyone an insight on the secret he's been hiding for his entire life. How'd you feel about that one, Greg?
I was happy that he became liberated. To what degree that he felt liberated. Again, to harbor a secret for the majority of one's life, or fear of acceptance, or machismo, or whatever word that you want to use, the overwhelming response was extremely positive, and I think society as a whole is becoming more mature and certainly more accepting.
Yes, definitely. Did you want to say?
No, I was just going to say, I heard his Wheatie boxes from the Decathlon are going for record prices on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, good for Bruce Jenner. Also, the Met Gala last night was incredible. My top picks for best dressed are Rihanna, J-Lo, Beyonce, and Kim Kardashian, who never disappoint.
What did she wear?
What'd she wear?
They all wore these glittery, feathery, very long train dresses. So it was quite a sight.
And what was the Met Gala?
Music, entertainment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so music, entertainment. Did you know that?
That was the Met Gala?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that everybody gets all dolled up, but...
Yep, just another excuse for Hollywood to throw a big event.
Anna Wintour. Is it her event?
Yes.
She throws it, right?
She's a big contributor.
Okay. What do they do at the Met Gala?
I
Look at each other's dresses?
There's concerts and,
Oh.
Sounds nice.
No, it does. It sounds great. They don't get better radio than this. People are tuning in. They got Valerie's final four of the dresses. This is top notch.
And also on May 2nd was the Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight, which did not live up to fans' expectations from what I heard. But congratulations regardless to Mayweather on his victory.
That fight was awful. Did you see it?
It was a little boring.
It was
like
painfully boring.
A hugging match, something like that.
One round, I think the fourth round was pretty good. Aside from that, it was a waste of $100, which could have gone to the Gift of Life Bone Marrow Foundation.
Could have definitely gone to the
because
Gift
they
of
got
Life.
$100 and $180 million respectively. So
Correct. And last but not least, Marcus Mariota stays with the Tennessee at number 2 after all the trade speculation.
all the talk, and Ken is on the other side of the glass. We thought that 4 or 5 teams would have traded for Mariota. I know that Philadelphia was willing to give up with a king's ransom. The Jets entertained some trades, but Leonard Williams fell in their lap. So Mariota's going to the Titans at number 2. I loved him in the high-powered Oregon Duck offense. How that's going to translate into the pros, we have to wait and find out. I thought with all of Jameis Winston's transgressions, I thought it was funny that he had a tweet of himself eating crab legs, but I guess some people never learn. So that's the news, Valerie. That's excellent.
all
I mean,
for
that's
this
really
week.
that's really why people tune in. So when we get back, we're going to meet our special guest from Florida International University, the Panthers. So stay here for Gift of Life with Greg and Marty, and we'll be back in a few.
ThrowItBetter.com. Do you need help with your bowling game? Are you taking the right 5-step approach? If you want to become a competitive bowler, even a recreational bowler that's considering joining a league, or a league bowler that is considering joining a tournament, you need to see Vince. He's going to show you how to throw it better. He'll get you the right equipment. He'll show you the right approach. And as a certified coach, he'll put you in the best position to succeed. If you're interested, please contact Vince at throwitbetter@gmail.com and tell him that Greg sent you. Again, That's throwitbetter@gmail.com or call Vince at 954-541-5414.
We want to extend a special thanks to our friends at the Boca West Foundation for all the wonderful work they do for Gift of Life and for all the meaningful service they give to the Boca Raton community. For over 3 years, the Boca West Foundation has generously supported local charities in the Boca Raton area. The Boca West Foundation. It's all about the kids. Are you in the market for a health plan? If so, please visit my good friend Gary at Health Plans Unlimited. No plan is too big or too small. Gary will customize a plan that's affordable and comprehensive, just for you. If you're interested, please visit Gary Goldman, the best in the biz, at www.healthplansunlimited.com. Again, that's www.healthplansunlimited.com. Or you can call Gary Goldman directly on his personal line at 954-303-6676. Again, that's 954-303-6676. And tell him that Greg sent you directly from the Gift of Life. Health Plans Unlimited. We have the health plan for you. Welcome back to the Gift of Life with Greg, the show that talks about giving and receiving. If you'd like to call into our show, we'd love to hear from you. Please call 888-565-1470. Again, that's 888-565-1470. And now, back to our show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is on a Cinco de Mayo 2015. Welcome back to the Gift of Life with Greg and Marty. We have a few special guests here today. Miss Valerie Hernandez, which told you very exciting news about the Music Entertainment Gala, Mayweather Pacquiao, Princess Charlotte Elizabeth Diana, and Bruce Jenner. And probably the most important thing that she spoke about was the Marcus Mariota staying with the Tennessee Titans. But without further ado, a young lady, while at Florida International University, gave me a call because she wanted to put Gift of Life on the map because I believe in her class there was a grant for a compelling South Florida nonprofit that was worthy of $25,000. And I was so impressed with this student reaching out to us that I offered her an internship and to be on the radio on Gift of Life with Greg and Marty. Needless did she know that today is her first day of her internship, and with baptism by fire, she's on the show. So without further ado, let me welcome to Gift of Life with Greg and Marty, Isel Hedges.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being here today.
No, we appreciate having you. So tell us how your start with Gift of Life began.
It started a few years ago when I was doing my associates in North Carolina. I remember hearing a speech in my public speaking class about a nursing student wanted to persuade everyone to sign up for the registry. And I remember she gave such a great speech, and it was original, and it was, like I mentioned, very compelling. I spoke with my mother about it that same night, and right before it started to snow, I was like, oh, but wait, I want to tell you something really fast. And she ended up mentioning that she, in fact, was on the registry, and she actually signed up the year that I was born. So she was like, oh, I've been on the registry for like 20-something years. And that just always stuck to me and stuck in the back of my mind. And this past semester in my fall class as a communication major, I was in an advanced public speaking class, so it's pretty much the same. So you have to surround some speeches around a cause. And for this particular cause, a philanthropist millionaire wanted to use this avenue to find a nonprofit organization to donate the $25,000 to. Unfortunately, I didn't win, but I knew immediately who I wanted to choose, and I can't even say how grateful I am to just have been accepted with open arms and be able to champion for such a wonderful cause.
It's very, thank you for saying that originally, but you did win. A lot of what you championed for went into local papers, and as a result,
of the exposure that you got us more people join the registry. So if a life is saved as a result of one person getting involved, that's worth a lot more than $25,000. So you did win. You're on our team right now, and we're very, very happy to have you. So what did it entail, actually? What was it, a challenge within your class, or a millionaire was willing to put up $25,000?
The philanthropist millionaire wanted basically to us do the dirty work and find the nonprofit organization. So we had to find a local chapter and surround our speeches. So our first speech was an informative speech. The second one was a persuasive speech. And then by the time I got to the third one, we would make a decision. So the first speech, I went into the classroom and I presented information of how transparent the organization is and what their cause is and how they help, and the statistical numbers, I guess, and how we help the individuals that are in need. And then it went on to persuading and giving, I guess, more of emotional approach towards winning, or not winning, but towards having the
Staying in the process of the prize, I guess.
Yeah, saying exactly. And so it wasn't necessarily a contest or a competition. It was just, this is where we surrounded these speeches around.
Yeah, I was very impressed because you were extremely persuasive to me over the phone without knowing each other. You really wanted Gift of Life to win this monetary award. So as a result, I invited you to come see the office to see what goes on behind the scenes. And what was your impression when you saw the photographs on the wall at 800 Yamato Road?
I mean, you saw me tear up a few times because I just felt in the presence of greatness. You guys are definitely accomplishing helping individuals and helping lives get back on track. And you guys, it seems as though I come from a Christian background, and I feel like we're definitely doing God's work and facilitating this. We're healthy, we can help, and we're trying to do that. Exactly.
No, I was so impressed that you wanted to champion our cause. And I always say this, and I say this repetitively on our radio shows. If you come in to our office, which we invite people, it's 800 Yamato Road in Boca Raton. You see the pictures on the walls, some before and after, where children are 6 years old and now they're 12 years old, or people still shots of donors meeting recipients and vice versa. It's extremely emotional. In turn, I told Marty that it's extremely emotional when people go to walks and galas of just meeting people for the first time. And you do, I remember that you got emotional when you saw babies that had made it, that were suffering. So what compelled you to want an internship this summer?
You granted me the opportunity, so I'd be a fool not to take it, first off. And I always knew that in my career, I wanted to help people and give back to the community. And this definitely places me right on track where I want to do and where I want to be.
No, well, it was a great answer. That I hope that you get a tremendous amount out of your internship. And again, you're in the prime demographic that we're looking for. We recruit at all universities. In fact, Marty and I were speaking off air earlier with our colleagues that regularly call into the show, Nicholas and Alec. Our hope is to get an ambassador in every state in the country. So this way, countrywide, we're trying to help out individuals in need. Whether it's different ethnicities, whether it's in different regions, we want to have the whole country covered. And by having people that pioneer, as you did, it's certainly going to get us to where we need to go. So welcome aboard. You probably didn't know that your first day you were going to be on radio in 6 different cities, but we like to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
So certainly, I think the internship's going to teach you a lot about communication, or you being in advanced public speaking, you might give us a pointer or two, and hopefully take your knowledge back to university and help us with drives, or definitely try to persuade people about the importance of running drives. When is your anticipated graduation date?
December 2015.
So it's coming up. So this is your final semester.
Yes.
How many classes do we have left?
I'm taking 6 right now, which one of the classes I'm actually gaining credit for this internship. So that's another blessing right there.
So wait, you have 5 left.
Yes.
You're taking all 5. Are you taking any this summer?
Yeah, this summer I'm taking them.
Oh, you're taking 5 this summer? No, and 1? Huh?
Well, I have the 5 this summer, and it's technically a 6 because it's still a class
Right.
I have to, and then I have 2 more in the fall that I have to take care of.
Okay, so then December you're going to get your diploma and
Hopefully come right back here.
okay, fantastic. Fantastic. That's
What's the best thing you've learned so far today at your first full day at Gift of Life, or most interesting fact of the day?
I found that the facility is extremely organized. Everyone is very nice, very humble, and very cooperative and very welcoming. And I found that volunteers really do make a difference nationwide because, I mean, the volunteers, they're not gaining anything from this except paying it forward and propelling the
But volunteers are the
awareness.
lifeline of what we do. We always say this. We have 43 people on our staff, 40 of which are in South Florida. So in order for us to mobilize, we need volunteers, whether it be walks, events, drives, etc. Drives are mainly run by volunteers. So without their support, we wouldn't have nearly made the progress that we've had.
And it was just Volunteer Week, and we featured a week of volunteers on Facebook. And there was one volunteer, her name's Susan, and well, actually, we featured 2 Susan volunteers. One, Susan Arnold, locally, who
Love Susan.
Love Susan Arnold, comes to and supports almost every walk we have. And there was another
In-state and
Susan,
out-of-state, actually.
In-state and out-of-state.
Yeah, I
She
want to give
is-
Susan her love.
Yes. And another Susan we also featured, who's been running drives for years for Gift of Life. And I didn't really know much about her, but I saw in the quote that she gave Amy, who does our social media, she said that as long as patients are searching for matches, she will continue running drives. And she runs each drive as if it's someone in her own family that needs the match. And that's how much passion and dedication she puts towards every event she does. And I thought that was such a nice thing for somebody to say and for somebody to feel about the job that they're doing and, you know, how they're helping Gift of Life.
Certainly the passion and compassion. What city is she from?
She is in...
Da-da-da-da-da.
I think she's... I don't know. I'll be honest. I think she's in Connecticut or Pennsylvania.
She is in Connecticut.
She's in Connecticut.
Yes, she's right outside of Yale. So it's somebody on our
You
north.
knew? You were
yes,
testing me?
I was testing you. But no, but that's well, I like to keep you on your toes. But yeah, outside of New Haven. But anyhow, it shows that because we're, as I said before, we're in Florida, so we need help on the eastern seaboard, the West Coast, and that's really what makes our engine run. The volunteers. So thank you for it being, what was it, Volunteer Week last week? It's
It might have been 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, and last week was.
I mean,
yeah.
every week is
It's
volunteer week
is,
over at Gift of Life.
and every month is Blood Cancer Awareness Month. So we work on our own calendar. So Islay, a few things. We want to wish you the best of luck with your internship. Tremendous thank you for getting our word out at FIU. Go Panthers! I want to give you a plug. And last but not least, you got tremendous exposure in a lot of different newsletters and on electronically and in print media. So you definitely know how to hustle and get the word out. I think the person that gave out the prize, while his generosity probably went to a well-deserving, he might have made the wrong choice with who he awarded the money to.
Agreed.
So, but maybe next go around we'll invite him to the office and, great things, you have to be persistent.
Absolutely.
So if they say no, you go back until they say yes. And
Exactly.
I think once people really find out about Gift of Life, that's why I normally, before I take money, and I said this on the air, which is a contrarian approach, I want them to see what we actually do behind the scenes to form a relationship as opposed to a one-off gift. So...
You know, I just went to this chamber event. That kind of reminds me.
Oh.
And they were saying that they were talking more in the sales term, but you can relate that back to Gift of Life.
Yeah, anything could be.
That it actually takes 5 tries before somebody actually responds to you or buys your product. That the highest percentage of customers are received after 5 times of contacting them and going after them. So first time, not so much. Second time, a little bit more. Third, but I was really surprised to hear that it took 5 calls to get that customer for somebody. And
I'm not surprised there are so many different choices in this day and age, and with the internet, it gives you everything at your exposure, everything in your hands. I think it's a double-edged sword.
But if someone ignores me for 3 to 4 times, I mean, and
You start
I keep
getting a
going
complex?
back to them, just you know.
It's not. I think
like to be persistent, but 1 time, 2 times,
3 times.
6 times, and then they finally get back to me. I mean, that seems a little excessive. It's just rude at that point. But
I happen
guess
to
if-
agree with you. I mean, the culture of trying to win somebody's trust, and once you have it, it's very easy to lose. So if you're going to say that you're going to do something, follow through with it, provide great customer service, and provide them with the best quality and compassion, especially in the industry that we're in. But I didn't know etiquette was 5 or 6 times for trying to win a sale.
You'd think it's kind of annoying after 5 or 6 times. Like, if I don't respond to you the first 4, maybe you should stop. But
So what you're saying, being a salesperson is not for the meek.
no, definitely not. And, you know, if at first you don't succeed, try.
Isn't that a
try
song?
again.
Try. I think that's a song, but if not, it's a great title. It's you know.
I don't know that one. Can you sing it?
I will. I'm gonna try if I could get it on cue. But it's around 4:45 Eastern time, Cinco de Mayo. So I hope everybody is enjoying today. I know the festivities are going to begin at around 5 p.m. at the end of the whistle. So we're going to take a quick break right now, and we'll be back. Stay with us.
Are you in the market for a health plan? If so, please visit my good friend Gary at Health Plans Unlimited. No plan is too big or too small. Gary will customize a plan that's affordable and comprehensive, just for you. If you're interested, please visit Gary Goldman, the best in the biz, at www.healthplansunlimited.com. Again, that's www.healthplansunlimited.com. Or you can call Gary Goldman directly on his personal line at 954-303-6676. Again, that's 954-303-6676. And tell him that Greg sent you directly from the Gift of Life. Health Plans Unlimited. We have the health plan for you.
ThrowItBetter.com. Do you need help with your bowling game? Are you taking the right 5-step approach? If you want to become a competitive bowler, even a recreational bowler that's considering joining a league, or a league bowler that is considering joining a tournament, you need to see Vince. He's going to show you how to throw it better. He'll get you the right equipment. He'll show you the right approach. And as a certified coach, he'll put you in the best position to succeed. If you're interested, please contact Vince at throwitbetter@gmail.com and tell him that Greg sent you. Again, that's throwitbetter@gmail.com, or call Vince at 954-541-5414.
We want to extend a special thanks to our friends at the Boca West Foundation for all the wonderful work they do for Gift of Life and for all the meaningful service they give to the Boca Raton community. For over 3 years, the Boca West Foundation has generously supported local charities in the Boca Raton area. The Boca West Foundation. It's all about the kids. Welcome back to The Gift of Life with Greg, the show that talks about giving and receiving. If you'd like to call into our show, we'd love to hear from you. Please call 888-565-1470. Again, that's 888-565-1470. And now, back to our show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Gift of Life with Greg and Marty. It's Cinco de Mayo here. It's a little overcast outside, but that doesn't stop the festivities in here. We're speaking about Cinco de Mayo, but we have one of the most exciting days of the year coming up, and I'm going to turn it over to Marty. Marty, what would that day be?
September 19th is World Marrow Donor Day. Very exciting, big with Gift of Life, and we are participating in the march to 25 million donors on registries worldwide. Currently, there are over 70 participating international public registries that are part of the World Marrow Donor Association. And on September 19th is the big day, and different registries are doing different activities on that day. Gift of Life is looking to involve all 50 states in a campaign to raise awareness and recruit more donors for the registry. So with that, we're hopefully going to be working with our campus ambassadors that we're looking to hire in each state.
Right. And they'll be involved on that day. So we're going to have the whole country covered.
Right. So if you want to get involved on September 19th or any day, call 1-800-9-MARROW.
All right. And I think we have a guest on the line. If I'm not mistaken, we have Cal joining us. Cal, welcome to Gift of Life with Greg and Morty. How are you today?
Hi, Greg. This is first-time caller. This is Cal from California.
Oh, how apropos.
How original.
Yeah, that is. I get no. You know, your parents didn't have to think that hard. California, Cal. So, Cal, welcome aboard. How did you hear about our show on the West Coast?
Flo from Florida will be calling next.
You know, it's funny. I've had this nickname my whole life. I'm actually the third, so my friends actually call me Trey. But I grew up in Texas, so a lot of them call me Tex. People from out of state always call me Cal. So I'm going to go with Cal for today. A little bit easier for you guys.
So your name is Trey, but you're Cal today.
Cal's my actual name, but I'm Cal the third, so my friends call me Trey. But I also grew up. So
I went to college with a Trey.
I didn't go to college with a Trey, but he's Trey because he's a third, but he's really Cal.
Right.
So
welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, Cal.
Thank you for whatever name you guys want to call me. It's fine. But I'm really glad I got through because I've been listening for a few weeks. One of my friends is applying for the Campus Ambassador Program. I'm graduating this year, so I can't do it. But one of my friends just applied, so they actually told me about the show.
Wow. Are you, Cal, are you in North Cal or South Cal?
I'm in Northern California.
Okay. And what school are you going to?
I go to Northridge right now.
All right. Is that Cal State Northridge?
Yeah, Cal State Northridge, sorry.
All right. Oh, it even has it in your name. No, but the Campus Ambassador Program is great. It's for individuals that want to get involved on their college campuses, run drives, help raise money, raise awareness, educate donors about the importance of putting their name in the worldwide registry, and growing the Gift of Life Bone Marrow Registry.
Very exciting program.
My friend's very excited. A few of us who know her, in particular, she had some family history with blood cancer, so that's how she found out about it. And the rest of us, we were talking about it, how we don't really see these kinds of drives, very often. So we're all excited for it.
I think we should give a nod to Michael Podolsky, our campus ambassador at BC, who swabbed Kayla, who recently met James at the Boston Walk. So I think it's so nice that they have such tangible results as a campus ambassador. I mean, if it wasn't for him, she said to Michael that day on Sunday was as much his day as it was hers, because if it wasn't for him,
yeah,
she
that was
swabbed.
That was the case. Cal, you're not eligible, or are you graduating in a few weeks?
I'm graduating in about 2 weeks or so. I'm all finished.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. What was your major?
Me, I was an actual chemistry major, which was a little tough. If I could go back, I'd probably pick something a little bit easier so I could have some more fun.
Are you going to graduate school or medical school by chance?
Yeah, I'm going to medical school next year.
Oh, congratulations. Where are you going to med school?
Thanks. Up in Washington, University of Washington.
All right. Go Huskies. Congratulations. And thank you for calling our show on the West Coast. But it's I certainly hope that your friend makes it to the Campus Ambassador Program, and we're certainly looking for people in the West Coast.
Terrific. Thank you, you guys, and keep doing the good work.
All right. Thank you, Cal, or Trey, Cal the third. Have a good day. All right. Bye-bye. So again, Michael Podolsky, he was very instrumental in swabbing Kayla. He unfortunately lost a sibling to blood cancer,
and he himself, it had to be extremely emotional going to his home state, his home university at Boston College at the Reservoir, and seeing, a 4-year-old boy be saved. It's absolutely incredible.
And really because of him. I mean, it was because of the drive he ran. If he didn't run that drive, Kayla would have never swabbed. They were friends their freshman year, which she said is the whole reason why she went to his drive. And
another individual that we saw there that both of us know, Jared Stein, a Maryland Terrapin that came home, and his twin brother called the show last week, Dan, and he swabbed over, I think, 1,000 people at the University of Maryland.
Yep.
It was great seeing him. He met his recipient at an event in New York City, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That was a young professionals event, and I believe he's moving to New York. So again, people like that, I believe, will be winners throughout their whole lives. They take a mature approach and they make the world a better place. They put more into it than they take out of it. So it's an incredible phenomenon. It was so nice because there was a lot of recipients and a lot of donors, a lot of volunteers at the walk. I guess it's a week and a half ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Time's been going by so quickly that from one to the next, and now, as you mentioned before, we have the gala coming up in June.
Right. And I was just going to say, I think it's always so nice to see donors continue working with Gift of Life after their donation and become so inspired by what they've done and, given life to a complete stranger that they then want to go out and encourage others to do the same. So like Jared Stein or like Jonathan Struhl, who donated and really put on that whole event in New York City. So
okay, we got we got another caller right before the 5 o'clock whistle. John, welcome to Gift of Life with Greg and Marty.
Hi, Greg. Hi, Marty.
Hi, John. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Where are you calling from, John?
I'm actually calling from Boca Raton.
Oh, a local man. So I'd be embarrassed to say if you didn't know about Gift of Life, but what's on your mind today?
Well, I was just calling about the CAP program, and I wanted to know do you have a list of people from every state, and how could someone from local area get involved?
Local area, you're at more of an advantage than most, because what you could do is actually come into our office, take a tour. We have an application that you could fill out online, but where your mobilization helps out a little bit more is swing on over to our office. I'm certainly happy to meet with you. I'm Greg Francis, so is Valerie here and Marty.
Where's the office?
I beg your pardon?
Where's your office? At
800 Yamato Road, Suite 101 in Boca.
Do you have a contact number?
Yes, I certainly do. It's 1-800-9-MARROW, or since you're local, it's 561-982-2900. And at that point, what you could do is make an appointment to come in. We'll give you a tour of the office. There's an application process, and we certainly are looking for people in our backyard to be an ambassador on campus, but also to help out with events, walks, and there's certainly a lot of need and desire. The young lady, Isla Jerez, that's sitting here with us today, was one of those people that got involved, and now she has an internship. So I can't emphasize enough, if you have the time and you have the ability, just call us up, local number 561-982-2900, and we're getting the 2-minute whistle from Ken on the other side of the glass. So what's your name again, so I have it down?
My name is John.
John? Okay, so we'll expect you to be in this week because ambassador spots are filling up quickly.
Okay, sounds great. I will give you a call.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so we're ending the show in about a minute that we have. Isla, I want to thank you for bringing us again to FIU. I think that you're going to have a great internship this summer, and you're certainly going to have the ability to learn the medical side of what we do and also the business and communication side. So again, thank you for sharing your story, and we'll try again for the $25,000. As Marty said, sometimes you have to ask 6. Hopefully we'll win it on 2, and 3 is not a charm.
Seriously, 6 years from now, we'll see. We'll see you back here.
And Valerie, again, thank you for this uplifting news with Bruce Jenner and Marcus Mariota.
Yep. I know Marcus Mariota was your favorite today, so I held that for last for you.
I thought it was J-Lo's dress at the Met.
J-Lo's dress. That again. Where do you get that such riveting information from a bone marrow show? Anyhow, we'll be back same time, same place next week again. If you have the ability, we have kits that need to be processed. So again, 1-800-9-MARROW. If you could please make a contribution, whatever, $1, $3, $5, it all goes towards saving a life. You can make dreams happen. We'll be back same time, same place next week. Have a great week. Happy Cinco de Mayo, and God bless you all.
Thanks for tuning in to The Gift of Life with Greg. I wanted to personally say thank you to everyone who participated in today's show. And I also wanted to let you know if that you're interested in what we do here at The Gift of Life, please call 1-800-9-MARROW. That's 1-800-9-MARROW. Or you can visit our website at www.giftoflife.org. Again, that's www.giftoflife.org. Even though we're wrapping up our show today, remember, you must always unwrap the gift of life.